Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you very much for joining me. Right now, everyone's probably very concerned about the current weather conditions from the storm that they have named Jerry. I think of should have, would have, could have. Us here in the prepper community, it's not worrisome. We're prepared. Have a backup source for power and heat, cooking, and things like that. Many of you haven't done that. I'm sorry. Here in South Dakota, it was supposed to get down to minus 50 below zero. That would be with the wind chill. Here's the current weather map from Weather Channel. 100% no power, 100% no power. And this adverse weather is supposed to go into next week. There's another storm coming in. Let me bring it over here so you can see that. If you're over there on the East Coast and you're lucky enough to be watching this video, you probably have a backup power source. Good for you. It's been a long time, many years, maybe 10 years, since we've had wind chills of 50 degrees below zero where I'm at. Maybe a lot of people wish they had used that stimulus checks to buy an alternative power source. Some people I was watching on the news was saying how they put in underground power lines. Well, they lost power and they haven't had power for at least 17 hours, I believe it is. Some people might be lucky enough to have a fireplace to keep at least part of their homes warm. Hopefully, with what wood they do have, they have it covered so it's not damp, not wet. You could have taken that stimulus check and bought a backup power station. Myself, I like Blue Yeti. You can see here we got all kinds of portable power stations that you could have. The one I have is probably this one right here. It's a 2,400 watt. It will run my freezers, my refrigerators, my lights, my coffee makers. I have 2 backup hot plates for cooking food or warming food up. And it will run my microwave, my coffee maker, so I still am able to have my morning cup of coffee. We haven't lost power where I'm at, but many people have. Yeah, this is nice. I have one of these. Let me show you. I probably bought it maybe 2 years ago, I want to say. Maybe a year ago. Time flies, you know. But it was fully powered. I tested it out on my refrigerators and freezers and air conditioner and all that, and everything ran. It's got multiple outlets, and it'll also charge as you're using it. So I talked about this backup power station that had been sitting for at least a year. I wanted to check to make sure before the storms hit that it was still fully charged, and it was. After sitting for over a year, it still was fully charged. I also have another type of power station. It's smaller. The Blue Yeti that I have weighs about 60 pounds, so I use a dolly to move it from where I had it stored behind my couch and to the front living room. But I also have a smaller one. I believe it's a 250 watt Jackery power station. And you can get those really cheap. Here's one for 230 watts. It's only $199. And it's got a plug on the side for whatever you want to plug in, your coffee pot, whatever. It's also got UBC plugs on the side and a car socket for charging, or you can plug it into your home. Let me bring this over so you can see this a little bit better as I scan over the picture. But for $199 to have a backup power source for lights or maybe a small coffee maker, things like that don't draw a lot of power. For $199, this is a good investment. There's many things that I have done to my apartment to prepare for any type of disaster. I have what they call blackout curtains. They're heavily insulated on all my windows. I have plastic sheeting over the older windows. The landlord did put in several new windows, but the older ones have not been replaced. They go from like the floor to the ceiling. They're huge. Leaded glass, and one is still the original round leaded glass. But besides the blackout curtains, they also have sheets, plastic sheeting over the windows to keep the cold air out. I opened the cupboards underneath my kitchen sink because the water lines run along the wall there, the outside wall, so that heat got in there, so that the water lines wouldn't freeze. A lot of people probably don't think about the drain lines, the sewer lines freezing up. That could happen. So you need to leave your water trickling so you don't have broken pipes. Being in an older building, I have a north-facing outside wall that always gets ice on it. It didn't this year because the new landlord came in and put up new siding and installation. But what I would do is put a blanket on that wall. And then the front door, I would also hang a blanket to keep the cold from coming in through the door, through convention. I would duct tape the cracks of the doors. Yeah, call me crazy, but it actually works to help keep the cold out from coming in through the seals around the door. The bottom of the door does have a seal, but it's pretty worn. So I would duct tape that too, and also roll up a towel and put it along the bottom edge of the door. Like I said, I hang a large blanket on the front door too. If you haven't invested in thermal curtains for your home, you can put blankets over your windows. You can put towels, large towels, if it's a smaller window, over your windows to keep out the cold drafts. And along with duct taping the windows. The edges, I'm talking about the edges where wind likes to blow in because it's pretty windy out here right now. Currently here in South Dakota, the wind is about 27 miles an hour. When you have high winds and ice and snow build up on trees, well, then you get the power going out, being knocked out because of fallen branches and trees and things like that. Another thing I have for backup lighting is solar lights. These are probably actually made for outdoor, but you'll notice it's got a solar panel that you can mount with a long wire. I have the solar light mounted in my window to charge the battery for the solar light, and I have one in my bedroom and one in my kitchen. Mine, I don't know if this one does, but mine has a button that I can turn on when the power goes out, so it will light up. It's really bright. It lights up the whole room. So in the meantime, yeah, it just stays charged until it's needed. And of course, just like your smoke detectors, you check them every so often to make sure they're fully charged and working. This one here comes with a little remote that you can, don't have to climb up, because I have mine up high. These are mounted high in the kitchen, so it lights up the whole kitchen, and high for the bedroom. But it's got a little remote that you can use, and let's see what the price is on this. You can get two for $35.99 or one for $21. And this is on Amazon. Other things I have in my home. Now this comes on every night. This is a Dragonfly solar light with, I guess it's got 30. I got the light panel, the solar panel, in my bedroom window. So it charges the battery every night, and then the little dragonflies come on every night. It's kind of like a night light type thing, but it comes on every night. And they have different settings, for pulsating or whatever. This one here, let's see, almost 20 feet, 19 feet. Yeah, and it's nice. And it's only $15.99. If you're a member of Prime, you get free shipping. So here's the little dragonflies. I have it going across the one wall of my bedroom, drooping through my plants. And there's the power supply. See that? You don't have to put it on the stick. I did not put it on the stick for like outside where you just put it in the ground. I have it duct taped to my front or side bedroom window is what I did. I just duct taped it there. And like I said, it comes on every night. They're not real big. They're probably 1.5 inches. I don't know if they have the size here. Let me see. Now this one here, let me go to the box. There it is. This one comes with 2 strings of the night lights. I call them my little night lights. The one I got, it's not this one. It was only 1 string, and they light up in different colors, and you can set what color that you want it to come on as, which is really nice. I bought 2 of these. Here we got the countertop hot plates, and that was only $27. A little late in the game to be purchasing these things if you haven't already prepared, but like I said, many of us already have a lot of different backup things for different types of disasters. You can try your local hardware store, maybe a feed store, things like this, because this weather is going to continue all the way through next week, and it's supposed to hit Texas again. They lost so many lives in that one big power outage where the gas lines actually froze up under the ground. It's amazing, too, how many people do not dress properly when leaving their homes to go shopping or go to work. They think they live close enough where they can just jump into their car that's probably in a heated garage. You need to wear something warm, have with you something warm, hats, gloves, boots, things like that. My daughter was telling me yesterday how some woman came into town. She lives 30 miles outside of town to pick up a few things. No coat, no hat, no gloves. She probably had her car in a heated garage, didn't need to warm it up before she left. And if she had broken down along the side of the road, she would have been putting her life and the life of her children in jeopardy. You don't know how long it's going to take for someone to come and rescue you. If your car breaks down and the engine isn't running, you're not going to have heat inside that car. Several years ago, a woman, the mother of an acquaintance, went to the local Walmart store, and they were in a truck. It broke down. She had no sweater, no coat, nothing, and they called for help. When they left the house, I thought, well, we're right here in town. Someone can come and get us. By the time someone actually got their car all warmed up and over to pick them up, they were nearly half frozen sitting inside their car. Don't assume because you live close by where there might be houses and businesses and things like that, that you do not have to dress properly for cold weather. You do, no matter what. Yeah. If you are in a situation where, you lose power and you can't keep your place warm, I'm sure there's warming centers. You can hopefully call maybe your local utility company and find out where different warming centers are at. It's especially hard on the low-income people and the elderly on fixed incomes. I've been prepping, saving up money a little bit at a time over the years. I just didn't go out and buy everything all at once. I did not get a stimulus check. I was not part of that program. So everything that I bought on my own. The last couple stimulus checks, I guess, they went by your income when you filed your income taxes. But being on Social Security, my income is so low, I haven't had to do that. So, I was not one to get a stimulus check. So I just had to save the money to purchase these things. Certain times of the year, I noticed that when harvest comes in, vegetables get really low. And they would be like 50 cents a can. So I would buy a case of beans, a case of peas, things like that. And every so often, Campbell's Soup, here at least where I'm at, maybe once a year, they would have their cream of chicken soup on sale for 50 cents a can. So I would buy several cases of the cream of mushroom and chicken soup and put away. There is no expiration dates for canned goods. That's a misconcept. People thinking that the best sell-by date that's printed on the can, they have to use it up by then, and that's not true. As long as the can still has its seal, there's no dents, there's no bloating, there's no rust. Yeah, canned goods are good for indefinitely. Also here in South Dakota, a lot of the newer cars are sold with plugs to keep the engine blocks warm during the winter. They do have different products out there, I guess. Blankets for the car engines that you can put over it, from what I hear, to plug in to keep them warm in the winter. Yeah, you don't want your battery froze up. Now, my car is really old. It doesn't have the plug to plug in. I believe it's 24 years old. And when it gets down to about minus 35 below zero, yeah, something freezes up in the block. I don't know. I've had it flushed out, things like that. Yeah, so I don't drive it normally in the winter. One of the many things you might consider putting into your car for emergencies, if you get stuck somewhere in a snow bank. Here we got heating blankets that you plug into the cigarette lighter, it looks like, for your car. So if you're stuck there, you can have an electric blanket in the car with you. Wool is the best material to keep you warm, be it blankets, a shirt, gloves, socks, things like that. Wool helps retain the heat the best. I had to look this up because I wasn't quite sure what it was called. It's called a battery heater pad. It's got a thermostat to control. You can see we got different prices, different varieties, from $35, $27, $21. And they got them for different size batteries. This one here is 8 by 12 by 5.5. Smaller ones, let's see, 8 by 5. Oh, here we go. This one here is 4.5 inches. I don't know what that would fit on. A motorcycle battery? Back in the day when I first started driving, the only thing I could afford was a motorcycle. And I had to ride a motorcycle back and forth to work every day. And yeah, the snow and the ice made it really dangerous. And yeah, trying to stop, well, that was nearly impossible. Yeah, but it worked until I got enough money when I was young, started working. Then I bought my first car, which happened to be a Volkswagen van. Yeah, kind of like one of those old hippie wagons. Yeah, but anyways, just some of my suggestions for you. Yeah, look at that. 93,000 people without power in Wisconsin. 180,000 there in Michigan. Ohio, 24,000. But there's probably individual power outages in different places for just maybe one home, and then up to thousands of homes that are out. 23,000, almost 24,000 in Pennsylvania. 16,000 in New York. 22,000 there in Vermont. 14,000 there. West Virginia, 26,000. And then Virginia, 14,000. Let's see. Then we got individual outages, smaller ones. Indiana, 2,000. Illinois, 3,000. And like I said, some of these people have been waiting probably 17 hours to get power on. Yeah, those are my suggestions. You should have been already prepared, but if not, it's, maybe another example about how to prepare. Yeah, South Dakota, say we only have 1,000 people. It's probably in the rural areas. And then North Dakota, 220. Let me see, Oregon, 4,000. Let me bring this over. Because we got that next storm that's coming in on the west coast. Washington, 3,000. 4,000 in Oregon. California, 2,000. Nevada, you're doing good. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Please be prepared. Always be safe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.